Today on Fitness Under Fire, Whitney Thore rebuffs fans for being supportive of her weight loss. Does she have a point? Hey everyone, welcome to Fitness Under Fire. We are a channel dedicated to debating current, topical, and often controversial fitness topics. Now, the sides of every debate are assigned randomly, so we're not necessarily arguing the sides that we believe in personally, but we're always going to give you the best argument we can and put our best foot forward so that you can make your own decision at home. Now, today we are venturing into the topic and the playlist of Is This Body Positive? And in this playlist, we talk about issues pertaining to the fat acceptance movement, healthy at every size movement, and body positivity. So please check that out. There's a link somewhere on the screen here, and you can see other videos on this topic. Now, my name is Christina, and I'll be your moderator today. And today we have our debaters, Kat and Al, and they'll be debating the following topic. Whitney Thore rebuffs fans for being supportive of her weight loss. Does she have a point?
Do you want to explain what's going on here for everyone else?
I do.
Who probably has better things to research.
Okay, so just so that everyone's on the same page here, here's the situation. Whitney Thore is probably best known for her appearances on the television show, what's it called? My Big Fat Fabulous Life.
On TLC.
It aired on TLC, yeah. She also has a very large Instagram following, which I was just looking into. And on it, she often promotes and does awareness for PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. And she spreads awareness about that, and it was something she was diagnosed with in her early 20s, I believe.
Yeah.
But recently, we came across a very interesting article about her. And the article discusses how she recently took to Instagram to rebuff fans who were congratulating her on her weight loss. And let's just pop up the article quickly and take a look at just two things she said. And I'm just gonna quote here. She sniped back at some of these fans stating, "I've been reading my comments, and a large majority of them are people congratulating me for losing some amount of weight that you have perceived that I have lost. But I guarantee you that I'm still fat as shit. And this hasn't changed from day one. I'm just not out here to be anybody's weight loss inspiration." She later goes on to also state, it's just not something I will ever feel comfortable saying thank you for. If you're inspired by me, that's wonderful. I'm glad. But I hope it's because I'm a woman who learned to love herself no matter what size she is.
First off.
Okay, you're gonna jump in?
First off.
Okay.
No one was asking for a thank you from her. I think it's actually really disappointing. I think the work that she does to raise awareness about her illness is phenomenal. And I'm actually really disappointed that she seemed to have gone out of her way to address people who actually are wishing her well.
You don't think she has any point?
The intention here is really great. So I want to take us back to, I think it was 2016, she sat down with People magazine and she, quote, said, "They don't want to see you working out. It's so ridiculous because the people who maintain that I should lose weight should be applauding me. Should be applauding me." Now when they are, and we don't know who's, I'm thinking, based on the comments that I've seen, it's not people that are criticizing her in the first place. These are people that are actually looking up to her.
Fans of hers.
And wishing her well.
Yeah.
She wants to be applauded. And yet, she's coming out there saying, wait a minute, guys, that's so rude, and I think she's being mean for absolutely no reason.
I mean, it's not mean, she's taking offense.
It's mean.
Oh.
I think it's absolutely mean.
Okay.
So I'm going to read you some of the comments because I looked through her Instagram, and I wanted to see, because sometimes I understand when someone compliments you, when you lose weight. In this case, I'm not quite sure if she did lose weight.
Yeah, it was unclear to me as well.
Well, if someone perceives that and they compliment you, and sometimes it can be a backhanded compliment, and I totally get why I would take offense of that too, because someone's comparing you, only basing it also on the weight, and it's not just about weight. I know in that comment, in that article,
right, or
that address, she does say it's not just about the weight. I am a more complex person,
no
and
doubt.
I totally get that.
No doubt.
But let's look at some of the comments. Susie Birdie says, I can tell you have lost weight. Way to go. Keep up the hard work.
Offensive.
Yep. Miss P 466 says, Whitney, you look great. You look like you have lost a lot of weight. And yes, I love your confidence. I wish I had it. You know what they're complimenting? They're not complimenting the fact that she lost weight per se. Losing weight and bodybuilding is very much the same thing. It takes up a lot of resources, takes up a lot of work, and they're looking up to her, not because of the weight loss per se. They're looking up to her and saying, wow, you have a lot of dedication.
Okay.
I admire that.
Okay, can I chime in here? You're making a lot of good points, and I'm going to be honest, obviously this is supposed to be a debate channel. We're supposed to take drastically opposing views, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me, because I definitely see your point.
I believe in you.
Yes, I definitely see your point. I'll say this. It's hard for me to completely see where she's coming from. It's hard for me. I'm also not in a position of a person who might be offended and triggered by the same thing she is. I'm obviously a person of a different weight, all that kind of stuff. But I will be honest, I don't fully get this reaction from her, which is your point. And I have nothing against her at all. I also took a look at her Instagram page. And you know what? She actually seems like a really fun, positive person and puts out content to that effect. But I don't understand such a negative reaction from her, and I'm going to try to be charitable, though. I'm going to try to be charitable. But she posts workout videos. And I've looked at some of them. You know what they are? They're inspirational. And I can easily see how someone's viewing this, and here you have an obese woman battling PCOS, showing herself in the gym, something that takes bravery and courage and good on her. Of course it's going to be motivational to people, and it's going to be an inspiration. I don't know why she's opposing that. It actually seems to be what she's going for in some posts. So I get that. But there's two things that I want to try to be charitable on here. For the people in the healthy at every size movement and in the fat acceptance movement, they're going to argue. And it's tough for me, because I don't fully agree, but they're going to argue there is a difference between fat loss and exercising for the sake of fun and health.
Yep.
And they want people to be aware of that difference. So if you see someone exercising, it's not just because they're only obsessed with losing weight.
Very often, even with Whitney herself, in those posts, she makes that distinction. See, she says, I'm not doing this for weight loss.
Right.
I'm doing this because it makes me feel better.
And I think that's where some of her offense or her hesitancy about the compliments is coming from. However, I got to play devil's advocate here and take your side in this debate as well. I don't really buy that line fully, because exercise and weight loss are somewhat inextricably linked. So no one's saying not to love yourself. None of her fans are saying don't love yourself or you're not beautiful for who you are. But certainly losing weight is healthy. And insofar as it appears to be that she was doing that, people took inspiration from that. But I want to take her point seriously, which is she gets to be the arbiter and determine for herself what she's an inspiration for. And that's what she wants. She wants to control that. How fair is that? I'm not sure, but she wants to be an inspiration for helping people not care about their looks, helping people love themselves and enjoy life. And I think the quote that I often saw was, it's about the person, not the numbers. And that's
Nobody's asking about her numbers, and that's what I have a problem with. These people are actual fans. Even that last comment that I read, I wish I had it. I wish I had your confidence.
Yeah.
And they're not talking about weight. They're not talking about specific numbers. They're saying, wow, you look a lot better.
Yeah.
And they're not saying you look skinny. They're not saying that you've lost so much weight. She's not drastically changed. Like she said, you've perceived me to lose weight.
Yes.
Okay. Why not?
Okay.
They're being encouraging.
So I completely agree with you on this. Again,
she started weightlifting about a year ago.
Yeah.
And she now runs a fitness app. It's called Nobius Active.
I saw that.
She has a clothing line made for people of her size.
Mm-hmm.
This is phenomenal. She's encouraging people to go out and be active.
Like active wear clothing?
Active wear. And she acknowledges that there are specific problems of people of her size when it comes to active wear and going to the gym. So that's great. The reason she's doing this is for attention.
Let me jump in here.
And when people pay attention, what does she do?
Yeah, she rebuffs them. Okay, but I believe she's actually a victim of the healthy at every size movement. No, follow me.
Interesting.
Follow me here. So
Everybody's a victim of anything. Huh?
this is where I'm going to try to be extra charitable to her. You brought up a quote from 2016 where it seemed like she wanted to be an inspiration for activity and exercise and fat loss and all that kind of stuff. She certainly is part of a TV show that documents her struggles with weight and things of that nature. So what's going on here? Why is she rebuffing fans? Because the healthy at every size movement has this weird precept that the idea of losing fat or wanting to lose fat should be vilified. And so she's stuck. I actually think she's a reasonable, rational person, puts out good content, and wants to promote healthiness for people with PCOS or struggle with obesity. I think she's that person. But then, when people compliment her on fat loss, she's stuck in this healthy at every size, having to give herself to that movement and say, no, don't compliment fat loss. And so she's kind of stuck doing this weird balancing act.
Why not answer that, which are fair points? You yourself don't want to become like a trophy for some sort of cause that you've not signed up yourself for.
Right.
I totally get that.
She doesn't want to undermine the healthy at every size movement.
I get it. I absolutely get it.
Yeah.
However, the way she went about it, I think, is very rude to her fans. And I think
She was stuck.
she's not stuck. There would have been a better way to address that. Instead of focusing, because she brought it back to the weight loss issue.
Yes.
And she did that herself.
She
She
did.
made it an issue herself. Everyone else is complimenting on her hard discipline and work.
No, they had mentioned that it looked like she had lost some weight.
It looked like that, but
Yes.
what they were focusing on is keep up the hard work.
Yes.
I wish I had your confidence.
Okay.
This is what they're talking about. They're not focusing on the weight loss per se. This is, so to speak, the result of it.
Again.
And I think the way she could have actually addressed it is say she didn't need to thank anybody for that.
She didn't.
But she could have just pointed out. She was actually fairly aggressive. I've seen the video, the Instagram video where she's posted this.
Yeah.
And she's not thankful, not grateful for people appreciating her.
No, it's
Forget
true.
about the weight loss, just appreciating her work.
Yes, and I saw that too. And again, I'm doing my best to play devil's advocate. I certainly agree with your point here. I do think she found herself stuck between some of these more ridiculous precepts of the healthy at every size movement versus what she is, because I do personally find it ridiculous that we vilify the idea of fat loss. If people want to become healthier, that's a positive. But I'm going to try one more line of argument, and honestly tell me if this resonates for you and what you think here. I'm thinking that what we're seeing in society and what we're seeing in this movement and in others is that there is a conflation and an issue here between something that's subjectively offensive and something that's objectively offensive. And what you see in this body positive movement is they're conflating people appreciating or promoting or congratulating someone on fat loss with being disrespectful or less appreciative of people who are not losing fat.
You could argue that they're raising awareness for people's preconceptions of what it means to be healthy and beautiful. And that's what I think their point is.
Yes, and I totally understand that. But what I'm concerned with is we're seeing this division here between we're supposed to cater to people and not offend them, but we don't always know what's going to be subjectively offensive. In this particular case, and again, I'm doing my best to be charitable, a lot of people have eating disorders. A lot of people are obese. And a lot of people may be triggered by the very idea of fat loss.
Yeah.
So the very notion of congratulating her on losing weight may ruin some people mentally because they're simply not at a state where they're healthy enough with their own eating choices and their own weight to be able to perceive valuing fat loss as a positive.
Yes.
But the problem here is, and again, so if that's what she's rebuffing, if she wants to make that point...
She struggled with bulimia.
Exactly. So if she wants to push back and say, hey, let's not overly value fat loss, then I kind of see where she's coming from. She may have made the point inelegantly, but...
Very inelegantly.
Very inelegantly, but I'm hoping that's where she was coming from. However, even if that is the point, I still kind of have a problem with this. I see two issues here, which is society can't really be made to cater to people's subjective offenses. And I'll give you an example. Almost anything that people put out can be offensive. I lost my dog a few years ago, right? Bubby. You were familiar with him.
Nice
Yeah,
dog.
and I grew up with him, loved my dog. And, I go on Instagram a few days later and I see people posting pictures of, hey, I just got my brand new dog. That can be slightly triggering for me, right?
Absolutely.
That could have been very sad for me. But I shouldn't take offense. That's not objectively offensive. That's something that hurt me subjectively at the time.
Right.
And so what I want a lot of people in the healthy at every size and body positive movement to realize is a lot of these individuals aren't trying to offend you. Her commenters aren't trying to offend her.
I think they're in the same boat as her, to be honest.
In many cases.
Yeah.
And I would even say the every damn day fitnesses of the world aren't trying to be offensive. Instead, we're taking something where people are trying to promote something that they see as good, fat loss, which is healthy and valuable, and it's being interpreted as offensive because of the subjective experiences of the person.
Agreed. And I want to kind of end by elaborating a little bit on the last point that you made, where you talked about how some people may be triggered depending on their own personal circumstances.
Yes.
And general rule of thumb for me, I think, is you don't want to be focusing on, let's say, weight per se, because you don't know the individual's specificities. Yes,
Specificities, particularities.
You don't know if there is a medical issue that could be at hand. You don't know if there's an illness. And there could be a lot of reasons for weight loss that can actually be fairly dangerous as well.
Also true, right. The last thing you want is to compliment someone who has an eating disorder.
Or cancer, for example.
Exactly.
Absolutely. But given that, I think this is absolutely not the case for Whitney. Because she's documented her journey, and she wants the attention for it.
Yeah, she
So
does.
in this case, I think it's very nice that people have been positive towards her,
right.
and in fact, it's what she wanted in 2016.
Yeah, I bet you a lot of people would kill for a fan base that was that supportive. So yeah, I get what you're saying there, and honestly, the only thing that I would add, I'm trying to see it from her side as best as I can. I'm obviously not her, and I'm not in the similar position as her, so I've tried to be charitable. The part that I struggle with the most, though, is as much as I don't think people should be valued based on their weight or their fat or anything like that, we also shouldn't completely disvalue fat loss. Yes, it's healthy to not be obese. It is healthier to lose weight if you're obese.
I would focus instead not on the fact that they lost weight, but on the journey. Because it, like we've mentioned before, it takes so much work. And not on top, just even the support system. Usually people are not supportive even.
That's right.
You have a certain tradition, you already have certain habits. That's super hard for you to break, especially as an adult.
Yeah.
That's what we should be putting value on. When someone goes against that to make themselves better, that's phenomenal, and that is worthy of praise.
I agree. I agree.
And as my 2 cents as well, I think that part of it is also not focusing on the idea that the change has made you more beautiful and more attractive in any way.
No.
Like, that's the part that I feel like we can all be like, yeah, of course, that's not what it's about at all.
Yeah.
It's about these other points here. So don't say you look so great now in beauty-wise, but you look happy, you look energized, you look healthy.
See, but so I think that's a great point, and this is what I struggle with the most. I'm worried that a lot of people in the healthy at every size movement just will take any and all compliments about the fat loss as a necessary negative. And as a personal trainer, I struggled with that because I'm there sitting with clients and I'm helping clients. I often train very obese clients, and my whole job was to try to promote fat loss. I wasn't trying to be offensive. I was promoting better health and better energy and all of those types of things. And so conflating any and all compliments about fat loss and vilifying it as something negative is something that I really have a problem with. But yeah, you know what? I take your point, which is maybe she could have done a little bit of a fairer job and put her point of view a bit more elegantly as opposed to just rebuffing her fans, who seem to be quite nice, actually.
Well, this was a very interesting topic, and we want to know what you have to say about it. Let us know in the comments below. Are you thinking what Al's thinking? Are you thinking what Kat's thinking? Or the weird mesh that has occurred in the discussion? We want to know what you have to say. Give us a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button, and we will see you next time. Bye!